Hi, my name is David, and I am a young professional that is living in New York City. This is the very first YouTube video that I've ever posted. I lead a pretty busy life since I have a corporate job in the city, so I try to take these adventures out of the city, and in this case, I've gone with a couple of my friends / coworkers, and we're making our way over to the Poconos for a 4-day weekend stay. The entire drive in total is about 2 hours, so it's not too far. And when we were looking at places on Airbnb, we spotted this one place that looked amazing from the pictures.
Oh, this one. It is this one.
Here's us pulling up in the driveway, and as you can see, it's an A-frame type of layout. Now, we are the first half of the crew that is going up to this B&B. I'm with my friend Dom and her husband Liam, and then the rest of the crew is going to be coming later in the evening. I do have a license, but driving does make me very nervous, so I was very glad that Liam volunteered to do all the driving this time. So I wanted to start things off with our very first impressions as we walked into the B&B. I think our astonishment started when we first turned the corner here. It's just got these amazing floor-to-ceiling windows, and then outside is even nicer. One of the main selling points of this place was that we loved the outdoor spaces, the deck here, and then for sure we wanted to hang out by the fire pit in the evening time. Here's where you can really see that A-frame layout. It just looks great. This is actually the very first Airbnb that Liam has been to, so it's actually kind of not good because this is probably the best I've ever been to, and it's sort of giving a very good impression as I've been to other ones where it's not quite this caliber. We did find out later on through this little guidebook that came with the B&B that explained a little bit about the couple that essentially designed and built this A-frame. It's a couple that consists of an architect and an interior designer, so that's possibly why everything is just so cleanly designed. It looks amazing. Also, when we walked in for the first time, it had that like new wood smell. So we later found out that this had only been built within the past couple months. So this is a very fresh build. Now, we just wanted to drop off our stuff. So now we're heading out again to grab some food to eat because we were really hungry at that point, as well as some groceries to last us for 4 days. Our first stop was the Wawa, just because we do love their snacks as well as their sandwiches there, so we thought that that would be a nice thing to share, just to tide us over until dinner time. Oh, great. Oh, amazing. After the Wawa, we headed over to the grocery store to pick up some supplies for the weekend. Thankfully, we didn't have to pick up too much because instead of getting a whole bunch of groceries, we decided to bring those prepackaged meal kits. I believe this one was from Blue Apron. Liam so graciously donated his time in cooking all the Blue Apron meals, so thank you, Liam. So this is around the time when the second crew came in. That's consisting of our friend Valentina, Mike, and their dog Tori. This is the first time I've seen these little buzzball cocktails at the liquor store, so I decided to try them out. This is my honest review. Not bad. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So after dinner and drinks, it was time to retire for the night. I think we were all still tired from just traveling throughout the whole day. We got there pretty late and then spent a lot of time getting groceries and cooking dinner and just having a nice chat before bedtime. So Mike had brought from home this homemade pizza dough. Reason being is that when we found the B&B, one of the features that they had was a pizza oven. Now this was the very first test, so admittedly it didn't go that great. Apparently it turned out a lot more tough than normal. But good news is that later on in the night, when we tried it out as actual pizzas, it turned out really great. We were all just taking the morning really slowly. So me and my friend Dom and Valentina, we all work at the same place. So we were really tired from the whole work week. So this was just a treat to, enjoy the space, take our time, slowly cook breakfast, watch the morning light come in through the windows. Put something on the TV for background noise. Also take advantage of the fresh mountain air. Sitting in the sun and just feeling the heat on my skin, it really calmed my mind. I guess Mike had the same idea too. Unfortunately, I still had some work that I had to do, but I figured the morning was the best time to get some work done. Not everyone had been awake at that point, so it was a quiet little morning. Plus, I'd rather work in this beautiful space than holed up in an office or even my bedroom back home. About this time, everybody was fully awake and had some breakfast in their bellies. So we decided, why not start drinking? This is a game that Mike put us onto called Drunk Driving, and this is when a group of people play Mario Kart, and by the end of the race you have to finish your drink. But in order to drink your drink, you have to put the controller down. So there's a lot of multitasking that has to be happening. So I brought a bunch of card games and board games to this trip. This one right here is called The Mind. And the point of the game is you're trying to go up in sequential order from 1 to 100 without speaking. So Usually it ends up just being people making weird noises at each other until you get it right. The pizza dough was a lot more successful at nighttime, and I believe this was the first pie that came out. But we topped this off with hot honey and some jalapenos. Now, what cabin stay wouldn't be complete without sitting around a fire, not talking, and just staring into the flames? That's pretty much what we did for a couple hours. Mike was our resident fire builder. And there's Tori. She was also gazing. So the next day we decided to do a little bit of hiking. Most of us weren't looking for a extremely hard or advanced hike. So we found this cute little creek trail called Tom's Creek that wasn't too far from the B&B. I am definitely a city slicker when it comes to mosquitoes. I do not play around with them. I hate them. They leave red spots on me, so this is me using my mosquito head net. Maybe that way? Oh, okay. Thank you. So this trail was not a loop trail. It's one of the ones where you do the hike and then you walk back the way that you came from. The entire trail follows this little creek here. But as you can see, the water level is pretty low since this is late summer. Honestly, the bugs were not that bad that day, so the head net was a little bit of overkill. The heat wasn't too bad either, and there was a little slight breeze, so all in all, it was pretty comfortable. We came up a little bit closer to the creek to take a closer look. And here's my friend Dom, moonlighting as an art director. She's just capturing some social content for our day jobs. That was a very easy hike. It's about here that we realized we reached the end of the trailhead. Mike had brought along with him some equipment for fly fishing. So we figured, may as well try, maybe see if we'll get any bites. I did get to try on my own as well, and Mike had a couple tips. So apparently you're trying to find the right spot because you want an area of the creek where it's a bit more deep. So picking the right spot is just as important as the actual fishing part. Once Tori got fed up with our shenanigans, we started to head back towards the cars. By the time we got back to the B&B, we were all starving. So it was definitely high time to start cooking. Our lunch menu was really simple that day, just hot dogs and hamburgers. But it was really nice to just sit out on the deck, have our lunch. I remember just zoning out until the evening time. For dinner, we decided to get fancy with it and do surf and turf. This was our last night of the trip, so there's always that little bit of a sad feeling. But all in all, it was a great trip. One where we took things slowly, got a chance to talk, zone out, vent, and take an actual moment to recalibrate our brains. It was honestly such a healing trip for me, and I hope for everyone else too.
Wow, he's really making me work for it.
You're good. The next morning was spent tidying up the B&B, packing all our stuff, getting ready to head out. Thanks so much for coming along for the ride.